Before I even start off the review of this episode, I just want to say to everybody who's watching this video right now, read that sentence. I just want you to take a minute and read that sentence that is showing at the bottom of the screen right now. Those are the words coming from Trunks himself. This episode was a pretty good episode when it comes to plot development, characterization, storytelling, and even comedy for the most part. But honestly, there were times that, and I know this is something that a lot of people talk about with Dragon Ball Super, and this was definitely one of the more prominent episodes where the animation was not all that great at certain moments. It was still good. I was still into the episode, but it did have quite a few moments where it definitely threw me off. So I can definitely say to people who notice stuff like that, this is definitely going to be one of those episodes where you notice how bad the animation is at times. It starts off, we get this little Beerus and Trunks moment that's a little bit creepy because of the face that Beerus is making. But they're talking about Trunks coming from the future, and everyone is either surprised or confused when it comes to Emperor Pilaf's team. But I thought it was pretty funny because I've never really seen Beerus talk to Trunks, and he calls him Brat, I think. But yeah, everyone's beginning to find out who he is, and then he explains what's going on. He tells them, "Oh, I finally made it to the past." And after that, we get my most favorite moment of the episode, which is the Mai and Trunks moment. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but I really ship the crap out of Trunks x Mai because you can see she's in love with him just by the way she walks past the future version of him. And it definitely is setting up for Trunks x Mai later on in Dragon Ball Super. Because, I mean, honestly, look at the way he's looking at her. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, moving on. He begins to tell them what happened in his time, and he starts to let them know that it's gotten dangerous again. And then all of a sudden it switches to Black Goku, who is still trying to look all over the planet for Trunks, and he just can't seem to find him. This scene is very short-lived. Honestly, Black doesn't do much this episode except for search for Trunks. And at this time, that's exactly what he's doing. He's looking around, he's blowing up everything, and then all of a sudden he gets over Capsule Corp, and this ring on his finger starts ticking. So I'm guessing the ring can kind of, tell what is going on with time or tell if time has been manipulated. I don't know, but it does some pretty weird stuff. And so I thought that was pretty cool that he found out just because of a ring that he wears on his finger. And it kind of makes me wonder, could this guy be like a god of time or something and he's trying to corrupt it? Or I don't know, it's really weird. But yeah, his scene's very short-lived in this episode, and that part was definitely something leading up to potentially what he could be or what he could do. Then we get Beerus, who goes back into destroyer mode, and after he finds out that Trunks manipulated time due to a couple of things that Whis says about how bad it could be and what could happen with planets and everything getting reversed and destroyed, he says, "I think that it's best for me to destroy you guys now." And obviously we knew what was going to happen when he said that. Bulma pulls out some more food that he hasn't tried anymore, since he says he'll spare him if she can do something like that. And then she pulls out fish sausage, I believe, and after that, that's pretty much all Beerus and Whis are doing the whole episode. They're eating a whole bunch of fish sausage, and I thought it was pretty funny because it was definitely adding to the comedy of this episode. And yeah, as I said, we know pretty much what's going to happen with Beerus from this point on. Every time he starts saying he's going to destroy things, all you got to do is pull out some food and then everyone's saved, because he likes just about everything on Earth. I don't think since he's been introduced to the show, there's a single food that he's eaten on planet Earth that he hasn't even liked. I also thought it was funny because at this moment, Beerus says that he's going to destroy the planet. Trunks immediately runs over to Whis and says, "Please don't destroy us, God." And everyone's looking at him like, "No, you've got the wrong guy. Beerus is the one who's going to destroy us." And then he freaks out because he's actually thinking that Beerus is God instead of the god of destruction. So yeah, I thought that moment was pretty funny as well. The episode moves right along with Trunks beginning to explain what happened in his time, and Goku and Vegeta believe that it was Majin Buu who came, but then Trunks tells him that he was warned by King Kai that they would be arriving to take over the planet, and he says that he defeats Deborah and Babidi no problem, which definitely shows how much stronger that he's gotten compared to how strong he was in the Cell Saga, and honestly it explains that now he's strong enough to defeat Cell at perfect form. At least that's what I believe, because Goku and Gohan were the only people who could compare to him, and it was Gohan simply because he had Super Saiyan 2. And by the end of the episode, we do find out that Trunks does end up obtaining the powers of Super Saiyan 2. Anyway, he ends up telling them that the new enemy that appeared is Black, and he's taking on the form of Goku, and he goes by the name Black Goku. And we get a little bit of insight on him. This guy's a whole lot more evil than I thought he was gonna be before I found out about the arc. It seemed like he just wanted to eradicate the Saiyans, not really caring who gets in the way of him doing so. But when he appears on Earth, he does a Kamehameha and just blows up everything. So it appears that he wants to just simply eradicate everyone. He doesn't care who it is, who gets in his way, or who's there. He just wants to destroy everything. And it kind of makes you wonder if he's a destroyer god or not, because they say he's destroyed several planets during this time. Either way, Black definitely fixed this guy because it's just sort of an evil name for an enemy. But then we get my favorite scene of the episode. After the story's told, we finally get cocky Vegeta back, and he says that, oh, my wife sent you here to tell me to come to that time and destroy Black. So that's one thing I'm really digging about this episode. Vegeta gets extremely cocky, and we get to see Vegeta back to the way, well, seemingly to the way he was before. And honestly, that kind of goes into what I was saying with my next video. I really hope that Vegeta ends up defeating Black Goku. But yeah, they discussed that for a little bit, and that's when Trunks says he wants to have a sparring match with Goku just to see how strong they are. Actually, I take that back. It was Goku who asked to do the sparring match. He wants to test their limits and see how powerful he is in comparison to Black Goku. And immediately off the back, when they start sparring, Trunks goes Super Saiyan 2. As I said, it definitely shows that he has experienced the power growth in his time, even though he hasn't had anyone to train with or to even train him. So that's definitely impressive that he reached that level of power on his own. Goku notices this and he compliments him about it, and they begin to fight for a little bit. And obviously Goku's going to have the upper hand because he's got a whole lot more strength than Trunks does, but Trunks definitely gives him a run for his money when Goku goes Super Saiyan regular, or maybe Super Saiyan 2, I'm not sure. But Vegeta and Trunks are watching it. They're heavily impressed with Trunks' growth, but that's when Goku kicks it up a notch and Trunks just loses it, man. He goes Super Saiyan 3, and I honestly think that this was probably the best part of the animation in the episode. But yeah, Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, and then after that, fights history. Trunks goes down even faster than he did in his fight with Black. I mean, Goku Super Saiyan 3 just overpowered this dude easily. And it kind of takes me back to Battle of Gods when Vegeta said that Goku was defeated in 2 blows. That's the same thing that happened to Trunks, and I was like, oh man, I can't even believe that the fight ended that fast. I was hoping that Trunks was at least going to get a few more hits in, or at least give him a little bit more of a fight, because the fight happened towards the end of the episode, so I was hoping for a whole lot more. But either way, it was definitely interesting to watch while it lasted. And yeah, we got to see Goku go Super Saiyan 3 again, and since it doesn't happen in Dragon Ball Super that often, I don't know, I feel like it was a great addition to the episode. Piccolo and Krillin show up right after the fight, just long enough to say hi to Trunks and Piccolo to ask what's been going on. And immediately after that, that's when the skies get dark and it starts lightning everywhere. And then you know who decides to show up. So the moment between Piccolo, Krillin, and Trunks was very short lived. But yeah, Black invades their time. I don't know how he got there. I'm guessing it had something to do with the ring. I'm not sure if it explained and I missed it. But yeah, he shows up and immediately he sets his eyes on Goku. Now this really isn't much of a surprise, being that he's a bit curious on how Trunks even made it to the past, but he looks around, he sees the Z Warriors, and as I said, he's only focused on Goku from what it appears at the moment, and he looks at him and he says Goku, and then Goku looks at him and says Black. So he's probably not even really caring how Goku found out about him, but I'm pretty sure he knows that Trunks told him. But yeah, it definitely sets up the episode to let everyone know that the fight's gonna take place next episode, and then even at the end, we get the preview of Goku versus Black, and it looks like Goku's definitely gonna get at least somewhat of a chance during the fight, but I don't know, by the way it looked, Goku's not going to be victorious, so who knows? And the arc is supposed to continue on for quite a few episodes, so really who knows what's going to happen. Maybe Black's time in the past is limited, maybe the ring can only hold him there for a certain amount of time and he might end up going back. I'm really not sure. There's so much that can happen, and that's definitely what I'm stoked for when it comes to this arc in particular. Either way, this episode definitely set the bar for Vegeta to at least get the chance to fight Black, and that's really what I'm hoping for. I want to see Vegeta fight Black, and I'm hoping, this is just something I'm crossing my fingers for, I really hope that Vegeta ends up being the one to defeat Black. While I know it's very unlikely, I don't care. I definitely like to hope for things when it comes to my favorite anime series, and right now this is one of them. So anyway, here's my review for episode 49. I hope you guys liked and can at least agree with what I'm saying. But yeah, anyway, I'm Animated Heroes, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.